Hey guys, welcome to Testing Academy. My name is Pramod, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the 9 automation testing best practices that you can use. And let's discuss about the 9 principles quickly. And these tips, trust me, will help you a lot whenever you are learning as an automation tester and whenever you are automating the stuff. All right, so let's jump into it. All right, so before starting out, I will highly recommend, if you want to become a better QA, make sure you check out our 30 days of testing challenges like automation, Selenium, API testing with Postman, Rest Assured, and Karate API. Make sure you do check out these 30 days challenge where we basically create our end-to-end frameworks, right? So sj.live/30 days. Make sure you check out these playlists. Make sure you bookmark it right now and start working on yourself, right? So let's quickly jump to the the best practices, right? So this is one of the important thing that you can do, is that prioritizing the test before automating. So this is the one of the mistake that we generally do, and trust me, I have more than 8+ years experience. What we used to do is that whenever there's a particular test cases that we have that we want to automate, right? What we have done is that we'll basically find the easiest test case in the list of it. For example, we have a backlog of number of test cases, right? We find the easiest one and we just automate it, and we don't know the prioritization of the test cases or backlog. Sometimes we know, sometimes we don't know, but the point here is we always target the easiest one, but it can be a lower priority, and most of the time easiest one they have the lowest priority. And what happens in the end, our P0s or P1 test cases are not automated, our P2 or P3s are automated. So please don't make this mistake, and as a best practice in automation testing, prioritize your test before automating. Okay, so make sure you pay attention to the Pramod advice, right? All right, audit your maintenance cost. It basically means for example, we have for example, in the last company we had more than 5,000 plus test cases, right? And trust me, out of 5,000 plus test cases, 200 or 300 have very higher cost of maintenance. What exactly it means, Promote higher maintenance? It basically means those test cases were always failing, and to fix them it takes around 1 day for a particular SDET. If there is a senior SDET, it can take around half day, but it's very costly if you see, right? To fix a particular single end-to-end flow, right? It's very costly. So that's why I always tell them, audit the maintenance cost. It basically means create smaller scenarios, and whatever if it is taking more than 1 day for a particular tester, I would say break down the scenario so that it can be easy to understand as well as easy to maintain it, okay, in the end. And always audit your maintenance cost. Make sure in your team, while doing automation testing, whatever the test case that you are automating, they don't have higher maintenance cost, or basically you are not a person who is basically fixing that same scenario again and again. Okay, if it is failing more than once, make sure you can write it in another way, change your approach in some way. All right. Right. So again, the second point is very similar to that with third point, which is basically avoid the flaky test early. It basically means if you are someone who's finding that your 200 or 300 test cases are always fail, make sure you put them you can put them into a separate model and rerun, or you can try out some other way to pay more attention or fix them properly. Probably you are doing something wrong. For example, it can be changing your locators, or you are doing some dynamic things which are basically not working properly with the Selenium, right? So make sure you pay attention to that. Prioritizing your device and browser for testing, it basically means whenever you are doing your cross browser testing and all, right? So make sure you prioritize the browser. For example, if you are targeting latest Chrome, Firefox and Safari, so you can just note it down that okay, I'll be automating this scenario for Chrome browser, Firefox and Safari, and will not be doing for the other or older version of it. So you can prioritize according to it, and tell your PM or stakeholder that I have automated for only these scenarios. Okay, tell them. Alright, so let's move on to the next one, which is basically creating a highly reliable test cases. It basically means make sure whatever the test case that you run, and this is I'm telling you with my experience. If you disagree with it, let me know in the comments. So what I suggest all the people is that if you have created 10 test cases, right, just run them 2 or 3 times and see if they are flaky or not, right? If they are passing, it basically means you have created a very reliable test case. Okay, so your locators are very well added, you have added properly try catch in your things, so your test cases are more reliable in nature, right? So that's important, or the best practice that you can implement. Calculate the ROI. I would highly recommend to visit this link, which is sdet.live/ROI, and learn how you can calculate the return on investment on your automation test cases, right? So make sure you do that, right? Reduce the time to develop. It basically means if it is taking more time to develop, just break it down the scenario. This is the one of the easiest way that we have done, and probably this will help you a lot. Reuse your component and follow pattern. This is again a normal advice that I can give you. Make sure you reuse your components. Don't duplicate your code. Use patterns so that everyone and people can understand it whenever you are not there, right? Sharing your report to a stakeholder. This is, I think, this is automation best practice that you can implement, is that whenever you have run your regression suite, sanity suite, make sure you share the information with the stakeholders, right? So these are the 9 automation test best practices that I think that will help you a lot if you are someone who is basically trying to switch from manual to automation, or you are doing an automation for certain time, right? So thanks a lot for watching this video, and the link of this information is in description. Make sure you check out the other videos also if you are someone who want to learn more about the testing and all. Make sure to subscribe the channel. This is your host Pramod, and you are watching Testing Academy. I'll see you in the next video.